Good morning, everybody. This is Bill Guyman with Crazy Bill TV. Today, this is the morning of the launch of a big water illy trip. Wah! But anyway, it's going to be a nice, uneventful day. It's 6:05 in the morning here. It rained for like the last 4 days from Wednesday on.
Hey, how's it going?
You're on Bill TV.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to smile, right?
No smiling by Aaron.
Well, you ready, Bill?
Yeah, as ready as I can be. We about ready to rock out or what? We got a few more things to round up.
Well, we got the big boat loaded. It stopped raining, so now Bill can get ready.
What's the level on your phone? Let's see what the level is. What was it, 25 or is it 26?
25, I think, but I haven't checked.
And that's at what, 640?
640. I think it's peak though. The rain stopped.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be like 20 when we put on, I bet. Or maybe 21 or 2. So, could be a good day, could be a bad day. I don't know.
It's going to be a great day.
We'll find out here in like a few hours.
Boring, uneventful day is what we call it. We're in cheater crafts.
Yeah. We got our coffee, tonic water, we got some salad here. Be a good lunch. No peanut butter or bologna or whatever it is that you say everybody brings.
Bologna and Coke at lunch.
Bologna and Coke.
At
Yeah,
Lunch
see,
Beach.
We only have tonic water and salad. We're like highfalutin raft guides, right?
Exactly.
And Gatorade. So, yeah. Be a good day. Think. Hope. Maybe all with one oar.
So lighters and duct tape would be nice additive to our stuff.
Okay.
Just making sure we got a few of the repair kit stuff.
I got a lighter.
But everybody should have a lighter.
I'll probably get one at Ray's and put it in my pocket or see if I have one. Here we are at Aaron's house, all loaded for the illy.
Yeah. It's daylight. We're actually like creature craft time. We're like 2 days ahead of schedule.
It's actual duct tape.
Oh, nice. Alright, gotta have the ducks.
We're gonna follow the ducks down the river.
Well, let's do it.
It's time to rock out. It's river time, baby, river time. It's looking nice, no rain, it quit raining. I love the view up here, it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Gotta do the selfie, here we go. Get this selfie in at Aaron's, come down.
Do we have enough mounts for all these boats?
I can grab that box, I'll take that box to make sure we
we
have.
always take the box in case, because Ryan will, if there's nothing on that.
What rows Ryan going in? The blue and yellow?
The
I don't
yellow.
know, we haven't figured that out. I think we figured out that you're in the orange, and probably you're in the Aguamala, and I'm probably in the green boat, and he's probably in the yellow, but if he wants to, I don't know, whatever, I'll take either one.
Alright. I'm definitely down with Ginger.
I was telling Donna, I was like, man, why do I always give out all the good boats?
Like you're telling me.
But I'm like, I almost feel better about like giving somebody a good boat when I'm like, okay, I'll like, at least I feel like they're gonna.
And I don't mind going in that green boat either.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to take Ginger, it's
Well,
you know, it's your boat.
we'll see. I don't know.
Alrighty, the time is 7:15. It's time to meander to the trucks. National Forest, Illinois River. That's the little falls right around the corner from it. It's a big old tree that's been covered up from last night. It's bright, it's raised up some. The Illinois, baby, it's pumping 24,000 or 24 or 25,000 C.F.S. Bill, put the camera down and get to work. Perfect timing. I took a 5-minute break to finish sandwich.
Nice.
There's Brad.
Good morning.
How you doing, Brad?
Good.
It's a high one today.
It sure is.
I'm gonna go down here and film one more time.
Alright, here we are. Illinois, 25,000 C.F.S. Putting in an $8 bridge. Hoping that everything goes good. Got 4 of us. You got Bill, Quinn, Ryan. There's put Brad up there. And some spectators wondering what these funky boats are about. So we got about 50 miles to do today, and hopefully we'll be out before dark. It's about noon. Well, not quite noon. So we gotta push. We got overnight gear and some extra food. We should be good if we have to stay the night somewhere. But not the plan, so.
I'm telling you, dude, it's filled in. It's held 25,000 all day. It may have went up to 27, I bet. It's been holding. Well, we're gonna get going because this is the bad place to be, is up against the bank. Bill Guyman on the Illy, woo! There we are. When running high water rivers like the Illinois River, you always are trying to describe the water. It's big, it's huge, it's enormous. Oh my God, look at that, look at that. That's what you say on high water river trips. As you can see, this is the distance coming into Greenwall. And of course, there's a little bit of butterflies going on here. The reason for the butterflies is because at the end of Greenwall is the pinch, or the squeeze, also it's known as. It's what Aaron talked about. But also before all that, in Greenwall is big, enormous waves and huge hole-like features, which you'll see here in a second, which I get flipped on side. Then after the squeeze, which is in my mind, and you also running the river, is you got 4 miles of really big 20 to 25 foot wave type holes. Again, if you're not a little nervous or scared here, there's something wrong with you. As you can see, I kind of am too far left, and you'll see the tongue as I come through. You need to be more right, hugging the wall through here. That's why I get flipped over. But again, it's a non-eventful day, just another day on big water. In creature crafting, we talk about what's called the fun meter. And usually after about 45 seconds to a minute, that fun meter breaks. And then you got to do what's called keep your brain mode. Even though I'm riding on side, I was like, man, this sucks. But at the same time, I'm like, well, at least I'll get a different view and angle of the river. I thought about pulling my seatbelt, but then again, I've never been on this river, and I could have probably uprighted the boat. But as you see right there, that's the squeeze coming in the pinch. And Aaron talked about how the hydraulics are huge and like strong and gnarly. Especially, it has strong eddies on the left and on the right. So it's kind of like a thin highway blowing through there. Though I'm on side, yes, this ain't as clean as I would like it to be. After the fact, I'm kind of excited that I was on side, because you will get firsthand to see what the squeeze looks like. I do get caught in the eddy on the left. It's river left eddy, which will circle me back toward it. You can see me now. I'm coming back to the meat and potatoes of the squeeze, and it's pretty pissed off, and it's very powerful, and it has a lot of kinetic energy for sure. You'll see when I come up right here in a second. Like I said, once I upright, the power of the water is super strong here. Cozy! Bitch.
Look at that thing in its full glory.
Next is the 4 miles of monsters. Really, really big monsters. Yes, they are 25 foot tall. Not all of them, but they were big. Anywhere from 10 to 25 feet. And you gotta remember, the river surges, so it may not look big, but it is big. The camera doesn't do this justice. You really gotta see this firsthand. It's huge. So what just happened is I passed Aaron, Ryan, and Quinn because they eddied out because Quinn had a bent blade which he was taking the time to straighten out. As I tried to eddy out, I passed them, which I knew that the next 4 miles is, as you see, is really big waves. So since they're behind me, I'm trying to run as clean as possible. In the first 2.5 miles, you'll notice I try and stay to the right of most of these waves because they're big and huge. After a ways through here, you'll see I run to the left side of all these big waves because that's kind of where you want it to be. And again, the goal was to run clean because on the Illinois River, before we launched, I asked Aaron, I go, worst case scenario, this is a what do you do question. So if you were to have issues on the Illinois, I asked, do you walk north or do you walk south? He goes, no, because there's nothing for like anywhere of 50 to 100 miles to anything. That's how remote the Illinois is. So if you have trouble on the Illinois, especially at a high water trip like this, you walk along the bank. So from Greenwall down, you would more than likely walk to Takeout. And from Greenwall up, you would probably walk back to Put In. Being that this river is so remote from everything, this day I was carrying a Generation 3 spot, and Aaron also was carrying a spot. What a spot is, it's just a satellite communication that you were to have trouble, you push a button and a helicopter comes for you. Again, I brought it because we're in the middle of nowhere. Also, with running this river, when we launched, it had started raining again. And it rained the whole time, pretty much all the way through this section of 4 Mile Monsters. Once we got through the section of 4 Mile Monsters, it did quit raining. We eventually arrived at Takeout around 5:10 or 5:15. At Takeout, it had quit raining, but once we were there, about 15 minutes later, it started raining again. Because it had rained on us all day long, I was chilled to the bone. All of us have dry suits, but you know what dry suits are. They always hold a little bit of water. Well, that little bit of water over 5 hours and raining all day on you makes you cold. Because I was frozen to the bone, I jumped in the truck and I didn't really help pack. So Aaron, being the group leader, made the decision that because I didn't pack, I would drive back, which was fine because I got to sit up front with the heaters and I didn't even take my dry suit off all the way. Again, these are the big monsters you're seeing, and they're big monsters for a reason. Like I said, again, camera does not do this justice. Again, back to the Takeout. I was glad I got to drive because I didn't know really the directions of how you get out of there. I didn't. The Illinois dumps into the Rogue dumps into the ocean. Where the Rogue dumps into the ocean, that town is called Gold Beach. From Gold Beach, you drive through Brookings. From Brookings, you take 197 to connect onto 199. And that is where we dropped Brad off back at his house.
Holy fuck, you are.
Also to note, when Brad, the shuttle driver, picked us up, he showed up with hot pizza, which was very, very greatly appreciated after such a long, great, and fun day. From there, after dropping Brad off, we went back to pick up more cars back in Selma, which I finally got to fully change out of my wetsuit because I was dripping. I still had it on except for the top part, or I had the top part off, just the bottom on. And I was finally able to get 100% dry. Again, again, this trip is unbelievable. It's awesome. And at high water, the river changes. I mean, this is a big hit right here. It's huge. And they're all over in that river. And like I said, they're not just big waves. They're waves that will flip you over.
Come on. Thank you, Lord.
At this point, I was thinking, okay, I'm ahead of those three. I need to eddy out. I also knew that it was 4 miles of monsters, so my thought was I'll run these 4 miles of monsters and look for an eddy. It took a while, as you will see, to eddy out. The point of the reason I wanted to eddy, because you really do want to stay together with the group. When we launched, we all had talked about that. Yes, we're a group, but at the same time, we all need to be self-sufficient. We brought camping gear because Aaron possibly wanted to camp just below Miami Bar, but the whole intent was to run the whole thing in one day, which we actually did. But the nice thing about bringing everybody having camping gear, if any of us had an issue, we had a sleeping bag and a tent with us for shelter, worst case scenario. Always nice to come prepared on something this remote as the Illinois River is. Again, the monsters just keep coming and coming and coming. Here in a minute, you're going to see a river-wide hole, and it's big. This was a very, very awesome trip. I was introduced to this trip by Aaron because they had done this like 3 years ago. Aaron, Quinn, and Ryan had all done this 3 years ago when it was at 20,000 when they launched. This day we launched, it was 25,500, and it rained all the way through the big monsters. So we felt that it held the level the whole way through. Also, to note, the Illinois River is a free-flowing river, and because of that, the gauge where you put in doesn't account for all the streams that come in below it. Aaron says at Greenwall, it's anywhere from minimally 3 to 4 times the amount of water when you get to Greenwall. So if you do the math on 25,000 C.F.S. and multiply it by 3 and or 4, that is 75,000 to 100,000 C.F.S. when you go through Greenwall, and also the squeeze at the end of Greenwall. That's what's creating all that crazy energy there, is that much water. Plus, because it was at super high levels, there was waterfalls that I had never seen before. I had only ran this at like between 24,000 or 3,000 CFS before. So to see it at these levels was truly and seriously amazing. And like I said again, I'm working for an eddy here because I want to pull out and make sure we're regrouped. Pretty much after the end of the big 4 miles of monsters, it's over with, but it still wasn't over with. The class 2, class 3 seemed bigger than class 2, class 3, but it was still big even on the way out for the last 10 miles or so, or 8 miles from this point forward. And again, it was awesome. Definitely a must-do trip. And one thing to note about high water, it's a totally different river. So all the maps or guides that you have won't do you any good, actually. That's the also fun of running a very high river. It's a different river.
Oh, Jesus.
For the level it was, it seemed to be fairly friendly and filled in.
Oh, Jesus.